Hey, welcome in. I'm Lee, the Southern Storyteller. I'm glad you're here. Hey, let me ask you a question. Have you ever made a mistake? Well, sure, right? Everybody makes mistakes. But have you ever made a little mistake that turned out to have a huge impact on your life? Well, that happened to me once, and I'd like to tell you about it. So stick around. Look, you guys are expert YouTubers, so you know what to do. I need you to hit that subscribe button, or maybe even the share button. Give me a couple thumbs up. Let your friends know about it. Southern storytelling at its best. And so if you do me another favor, watch the video all the way through. Stick around to the end. And, you know, it's like 10 minutes of your life. You got anything better to do? I didn't think so. Stick around. So back when I was a kid, a big part of my life was watching TV. I was one of the first generations in the mid-1900s that were babysat by the television set. And one of my favorite shows was Bozo's Big Top. It was a morning TV show. It featured a clown and a couple of his clown buddies, and they had a live studio audience made of kids. Consisted of kids, and they would play games, and then they would show a cartoon on TV, and then they would come back from the cartoon and there would be Bozo and his pals, and they would play some more games, and it went on like this for a while, and the kids would win prizes, and at the end of the show Bozo would march around and the kids would be in line behind him, and they're all marching around the studio singing loudly, just having a grand old time. And it was pretty amazing. I loved it a lot. And
introducing Bozo, the world's most famous clown! Hey! I love to travel round and round. The circus is my home. I always seem to roam. In the rocket ship I soar. I explore the ocean floor.
And at the end of every show, they would say, hey, kids, if you want to be part of the Bozo show, you can write in for free tickets. So I decided that's something that really needed to happen in my life. I wanted to be on the Bozo show very badly. So I would go to Mom and I would say, hey, Mom, could you write in and get us tickets to the Bozo show? And she'd say, sure, honey, I'd love to. Now let's take a timeout. Back in the mid-1900s, the way we communicated wasn't through emails and text messages. We had to write letters to people. And one of the ways that people would get tickets, you would write in for tickets. So back to the story. So I wanted Mom to write in for the tickets to the Bozo so I could be on the Bozo show. It was just a desire, a drive of mine. I really, really wanted this. I really wanted to be on the Bozo show. So, Mom, could you write in and get tickets to the Bozo show? Sure, honey. Mom, could you write in and get me tickets to the Bozo show? Sure, honey. Never happened. So being an industrious 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid, I decided I was going to have to take matters into my own hands. So I got out some paper and I wrote a letter. Dear Bozo, my name is Lee, and I really want to be on your show. Can you send me some tickets? One for me and one for my little brother. I don't even know if he cared about Bozo, but I was going to get him a ticket because I was a good big brother. Anyway, so I got the letter written, and it came time to do the most important part, which was put it in an envelope and mail it. So I didn't have an envelope, so I was at my grandmother's house, so I'm like, Nanny, I need an envelope. Well, honey, I don't have any envelopes. Oh, but Nanny, I really need an envelope. I'm trying to write a letter to Bozo. Everybody knew how important Bozo was to me. And she's like, I know you are, honey, and I'll get some envelopes tomorrow. Well, hadn't been all that long since I've been through this with my mom about writing the letter, so I realized that grown-ups just were too busy to deal with stuff like this, so I was going to have to take care of this myself too. So I got some paper towels and I got some tape, and I decided I was going to make an envelope. So I folded and I taped and I taped and I folded and I folded and taped some more, and I made an envelope. And I folded the letter and put it in the letter and sealed the envelope shut. And then came the most important part. You had to write the name and address of the person to whom you were sending the letter on the outside of the envelope. So I did that. Bozo. Listen one more time. Bozo. That's right. I wrote a letter to Boozo the Clown. Yeah. Oh, Boozo, he was a great guy. Well, I took the letter and handed it to my grandmother. My uncles saw what I had written. My dad's younger brothers were only a few years older than me. They were like my bigger brothers, more like my bigger brothers than my uncles, really. But, oh, they got a hold of that and they lit into me like, you Boozo the Clown, you gotta be kidding me. Boozo, have a drink, Boozo. Hey Lee, have you seen any drunk clowns lately? Hey Lee, you gonna go hang out with your buddy Boozo in jail? Hey Lee. Oh man, this went on forever. They tore me up. They teased me and ridiculed me and bugged me about this for months and months, to the point to where I just got tired of it. I'm 5, 6 years old, something like that, and I decided I didn't even care anymore about Bozo the Clown. I just quit. I'd go to school and one of my buddies would say, hey, did you see what happened on Bozo today? And I'm like, nah. I'm like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, it's a long story. Don't really want to get into it. So life has a funny way of coming back around on you. Well, about 5 years later, 4 or 5 years later, I was a Cub Scout. And our Cub Master managed somehow, because I don't know how she did it, because there was like a 2-year waiting list to get tickets, but she managed to get tickets to the Bozo show, Bozo's Big Top. And when she said, hey guys, I got great news for you, we're going to go see Bozo the Clown live. And all those emotions and all those feelings came running back in, and I started to cry. And she didn't know why I was crying, and I couldn't tell her why I was crying because it was too embarrassing. And that's okay. But I went on to the show, had the time of my life. It was everything I thought it was going to be and more. I got chosen from all the kids in the audience to be in one of the games. It was the game where they would take all the kids' shoes and put them in a box. And they'd set all the kids in a circle, the ones that got chosen for the game. And they would dump the shoes out and they would say, go! And the first kid that found his shoes and got his shoes back on and tied won. And I won. But here's a little secret. I cheated. Because when I took my shoes off, I didn't untie them. And so when I found my shoes, I was able just to slide them back on real quick. So I won the game, and when you won a game on Bozo, you got to stick your hand inside the mouth of this big giant wooden clown. It was a painting of Bozo, and his mouth was open, and you got to stick your hand in there. And I'd seen this on TV so many times, and I was so excited to get to do this. And I thought it was just treasure, like a big giant pile of treasure inside the clown's mouth. You stick your hand in and you fish around and you come out with some kind of magical treasure. Well, it's not how it works on TV, I guess, because I stuck my hand in the mouth and there was somebody behind the board and they had something and they just stuck it in my hand. And I pulled it out and looked at it. It was an icy bear bank, and I was okay with that. I was very proud of that bank. Had it for years. So, did it change my life? Probably. Did it make me worse? No. Did it make me better? I don't know. That remains to be seen. But I can tell you that I too was a teaser, and I too teased things of my younger cousins. But every time it got to be just a little too much, I could tell when I was being a little too hard. I would always think about that time that my uncles tore me apart about Boozo the Clown. I wonder how he's doing.